Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
It's the JP Lopez Show.
Welcome back to the JP Lopez Show.
Man.
I got another first timer here, guys.
Popping cherries.
Popping cherries.
Let's go. Yes,
Justin,
Lord.
I got to be fucking honest with you, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
He goes by Justin Martinez, and I didn't want to fuck it up.
Yeah. So YL Martinez is my artist name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Lord Martinez.
Yes,
Yup.
Lord Martinez.
So, real quick, just, whenever I answered the call of Christ in my life, it was just a yes, Lord.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like, all right, yeah, yes, Lord. So that's where it comes from.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is my whole life, I've only been able to censor my language because it was only for my grandpa.
Man.
And he was a deacon of the Catholic Church for my entire life.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he was the only person that I censored my language with. But I try my best, especially you being such a strong man of faith. I try my best, and then,
Man,
a couple shits and MFs come out.
You good, bro.
But I even tell my boy Ramos, I was like, you know how I know I'm a for real legit potty mouth is like I cuss in my prayers. So, yeah.
Man, that's funny.
So I'm gonna try my best to limit my.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, bro, something that I believe personally is I think it's intention with words, bro. If I'm cussing you out, that's different than me just stub my toe and I'm like, oh man, the D word or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Or F this or whatever. Like, I feel like that's just different. It's your intention,
Wow.
And I'm not saying don't take that to church and be like,
No,
hey,
no,
Justin
yeah.
said I cuss or whatever, but that's the Bible talks about the Lord judging the heart. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you being I think the one thing that I would say is for me was hard when it comes to men cussing and talking vulgar is when they're around children and women. So that's or like let's say if I'm out at lunch with the guys for work and they're just doing the most with about every woman that passed by or whatever. Like, man,
like
I just
catcalling and stuff.
Yeah. I just it's just like I ain't gonna judge you, but like that's not my character. That's what I work on. That's been my conviction. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get that, but I've also been like really annoyed at that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I've never understood it. Like
Yeah.
a chick is like, oh my God, do you think I'm hot?
Yeah.
When does that ever happen? You know what I mean? Like
Right,
walking by,
like that
whistle, hey. And then when do
landed
they
it.
ever turn around and is like, oh, which one of y'all said that?
You rev your engine.
Yeah. Yeah, even shit like that, I never really understood that either.
Yeah.
And we always make a joke like, man, this guy gets all the pussy.
Oh yeah. Say something for the rest of us, bro.
Yeah. Like, hey, this guy fucks.
That's so funny.
You're like, hey, wait, what about us?
Man.
So, at the end of the show, we'll highlight and spotlight your music.
Yeah,
And then we'll
yeah.
get into it.
Yeah,
If that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's 100% cool, bro. We, however it pans out is fine. For me, before I came in, I had to remind myself I spend more time with you every week than you spend time with me, and I just want to get to know you,
Oh,
bro.
wow.
Yeah, I watch the show every week, so I'm with you an hour or so every week, you know what
Bro,
I'm saying?
you have no idea what that means to me. Every time I see your message, like, hey, this was a great episode.
Yeah.
And, like, I know it's you. I know your handle. And I'm just like, man, this dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very thankful to you.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
For
No,
real, man.
it's good. I appreciate it. I respect it, man. I enjoy it. I'm a fan, bro.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. And I really hope that, well, first off, I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. You have no idea what that meant for me is to cover my live show with a prayer.
Hey, yeah, for sure.
Like, legit, that was the main thing. I thank you to Drewski for linking us up. But I told Drewski, I was like, I need someone to like cover the show with prayer. And he's like, oh, I got someone.
Yeah,
And then
that's dope.
Yeah. And
What can I ask you? Like why was it your the deacon? What would you say was your grandfather?
yeah. Why is because
Is that something
show
he instilled
didn't
in you?
happen without God, right? And I wanted to make sure everyone knew that God was the reason that show happened.
Amen, bro.
Because there was so many hurdles even up until the day of the show.
Yeah.
And we made it happen.
Yeah.
Like legit, dude.
Yeah.
Like there was no seats on a Thursday. There was no chairs.
Yeah.
I had to find 70 chairs within
Oh, wow.
one half a day.
Yeah.
And then even then, Friday morning, there was still not enough chairs, and we had to go get 20 more chairs.
Yeah.
And dude, bro, it was hurdle after hurdle. And then it was so hot in there. And I apologize to everyone that showed up and it was so hot. I tried my best to get a big industrial swamp cooler, but they fought me on that. So I wasn't able to get, but still, even still, the show happened.
Yeah.
And it was a packed crowd.
Yeah, it was dope, bro.
And I had to cover that show with prayer.
And I've never experienced anything like that in the area. And I've been a part of like a lot of events, you know, and stuff. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and covering it in prayer, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you might be that foul mouth to some people, but they don't know that part of you, but they do now. You know, so they do now, and it's like when you get to tell that part of your story, they'll see, man, this man's heart was really in a place, you know, his intention was really in a good place.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, like, just like I pray now, I remember it's coming to my memory right now. Like I remember praying about laughter and how that's such a medicine for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially for people who or experience, you know, hardships and depressions and just anything, even if not, like, it's such a good thing for the human body, the human soul to laugh. So you putting that together as a comedy show was in and of itself like a blessing. You know what I'm saying? It was like a medicine. It was like being in a waiting room at a hospital or something.
Thank you for saying that, because I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
real. Legit. I wanted to ask you, and I'll ask you first, bro. You're rich, famous, touring, whether it's your music or speaking, you know, prayership, worship, you're touring, right?
Right, okay.
What's on your rider?
What's on my rider? Oh, I already got this, man. It's going to be a Topo Chico lime, which they didn't have any, so I was on the phone with my brother. I was like, I can make it without a Topo Chico.
Glass or plastic?
Glass.
Okay.
Glass.
Hell yeah.
So Topo Chico lime, maybe a coconut water as well, and then some sort of sour gummy. So any kind of sour gummy, whether it's worms or peaches or something like that. Yeah.
I'm with you on the sour gummy, bro.
Yeah.
The sour gummies are my favorite candy.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
I love that.
Do you like any of them with like chamoy, like the spicy stuff?
I did it, but now I do.
Man, I love those. I can go for those.
There's a brand at Food King. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's got a little Mexican cartoon man on and it's like just like a cheap label on it, and it's a black bag. Bro, those are like $3.
Yeah.
And they go hard, man.
Also, I was just at Food King.
Yeah.
I see it there.
We go to Food King all the time for our beer.
It's right
so
down the
cheap.
street,
Yeah.
kind of too, right? It's just
like on
down
Boston? Yeah.
I was thinking about that when I was driving by. Do y'all ever go to that little area and like just vibe? Like whether it's that little brewery company
we used to when that bakery was a coffee shop. I can't remember what it was called, Tree or something, because it's like something brulee now.
Oh, okay.
But so we used to go to J&B and then that little other coffee shop, and man, so many photo shoots there. We used to vibe there all the time.
Yeah. That is it Capital Pizza that's right there?
Yeah.
Man, that place is good. Yeah.
I think Capital Pizza is probably the best pizza in town. Would
Probably.
it be fair to say that?
I would go with Capital Pizza, Atomic.
Atomic, where's that at?
It's on Broadway.
On Broadway. By Tech.
Nah, I never ate there.
Best wings are at Atomic for sure.
Nah, Wing King. Oh, is it Wing King?
Oh, the
yeah,
food
Wing
truck,
King, the food
right?
truck.
I
Have you ever
heard
had
that he's badass.
That's my
bro.
favorite.
He's always
Okay.
in front of the hair lounge, right? On 50th?
I see him all over the place. I see him in Brownfield a lot.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got to try him because I heard that,
it's
that his
good.
wings are bad
Yeah.
to the bone.
How about Perry's? Y'all like Perry's pizza?
I never had it.
Oh, Perry's is hard.
I've had it.
It's
It's
hard.
like I think Capital's is better, but
You think so?
I've had
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's good. They've got their
Yeah.
own pros and cons.
What would be on your rider?
Like, what am I gonna be?
What do you request for your show?
For your
For-
green room.
oh,
Like,
for
you're going
my
to be chilling
green
in the
room?
green room. You want what kind of drinks you want? What kind
man.
of foods you want?
Jeez, food. I don't know. I'll probably Probably a small little cheese board so I can just have a
charcuterie.
little charcuterie. And I'm probably going to have some maybe Coors Light or Coors Original
Them yellow bellies
in there,
them
and then
bangers.
a bottle of whiskey. And then I need waters off to the side. I might get thirsty every now and then.
So simple.
Simple.
Dude, that's awesome. Both of y'all like simple stuff.
Yeah.
Because you read these artists, writers, and it's like no red M&Ms and all this like, what the fuck? Like, come on. I don't know. It's just weird. If you see a bunch of these writers, it's crazy. They're asking for like limited bourbon that like Pappy.
Yeah.
Come on, you're gonna get a Pappy every time you tour somewhere. Like,
So Buffalo Trace would be just perfectly fine
Yeah.
with me as long as there's enough of it.
That's how I see it. For sure. Seltzer water.
Yeah.
I'm cool with Topo, but I like what's the other one? The flavored ones.
Flavored seltzer water.
The flavored Jaritos. I like their seltzers.
Oh, okay.
The
blue- the blue-
agua
It's
agua mil.
agua mineral.
Yeah.
That one goes hard.
Those
bro.
are good too.
Yeah, and then even the HEB ones go hard.
Oh, I love the HEB one.
So yeah. So it could be so just seltzer water.
Yeah.
But it has to be glass.
Yeah, me too.
And then a bottle of bourbon. And I would even go cheap, man. I would go Rebel 100. That's like a $20 bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. And then most, I'd be lying to you if I wouldn't say that I wouldn't want food there. Even if I don't touch it, I know it's there.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be like, I don't know, maybe like a rotisserie chicken. Or, you know what I mean? Because just in case that one night you are hungry.
Yeah, there'll probably be some wings or something.
But then
for sure.
can you perform on a full stomach?
Man, yeah, I think so. I don't know, because I was nervous coming up here.
He's I already need to throw up.
I needed that Topo Chico quick.
Yeah, because I don't think I could perform on a full stomach.
Yeah, maybe not. I think after so long, if I'm just like getting used to it again, it's been a while. You know, usually, because I've been on tour. I've been on 4 tours, and usually we would go eat afterwards. You know, we would go eat afterwards at a Denny's
y'all
or
would
whatever.
eat lunch and then nothing before the show.
Yeah, we probably the last thing we would eat. I mean, just something on the road.
Yeah.
So just whatever time it was that we got to the city or to the town and just ate something. And
Did y'all have a writer or nah?
nah, we didn't. So we were the ones putting the tour on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were the ones.
It was
who,
all you.
We had
If
we
you're
had artists who
requesting you,
had
a writer from
writers
you?
from us. Yeah, so. And it was nothing crazy. It was usually weed, drink, you know what I'm saying? Just something like that.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. You're obviously a man that don't mess with weed, right? But if someone requests weed, how do you go about doing that? 'Cause I wouldn't know. Like, if someone asked me for weed right now, I wouldn't know where to get it. I wouldn't know where to get it.
Yeah, it's I mean, so you know, that's just part of my story, and you know, I'm sober now, like 4 or 5 years, but I mean, before, you know, on these tours was before I was doing Christian music, before I had, you know, gave my life to the Lord and changed my life and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I was in that world, you know what I'm saying? So it was just something I had, or you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was part of. I would be the guy at that point to call, or somebody I was with. You know what I'm saying?
So you've changed your life.
Yeah. So
Beautiful. Bro.
yeah,
And you changed your music too, right?
Yeah. So that changed my music's gonna be a reflection of my reality. It always has been. So it's it reflects. So I don't know if you got a chance to hear the music or anything like that, but a lot of it may, like, some of the stuff
I've
may
listened to it, and
not
it's
sound
nice.
like
Nice.
Christian.
Yeah.
Bible. It ain't Bible quoting. It's my story, my experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, even in the titles,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
it's not Bible quoting.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you saying that you liked it, man. So, yeah. So yeah. As far as that, in those moments, it was just some that you know when you live that life, it's just something you have.
Yeah.
So,
But you're not a hypocrite, and what I mean by when I'm saying that is, like, you've lived that life, so you can tell others to not lead that path of that life,
right? Yeah.
Because you did live it, rather than someone that's been like a teen pastor and then came up not knowing shit about the world other than you know, the biblical sense, and then they're coaching kids. They didn't live it.
Yeah.
You know, I think your story is more real than and more genuine than anything.
Yeah, I think so I have a friend who grew up in church and stuff like that. We had a conversation a couple, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so, and he was kind of like, man, I don't feel like, excuse me, like excuse me. He's like, that topo. I need one. No. He was like, I don't feel like my testimony is as strong as yours and y'all, you know. And I'm like, bro, like, the thing about it is you've got to be genuine and walk your walk and preach your testimony and your story, because we needed people like you. Like, people like you is what helped us come away from you know, to get into where we need to be and where we're at now. If there weren't those who, because think about it, at some point in in the generation in your family, somebody answered the call of Christ and they were able to raise you in a place where you didn't have to deal with the pains and the struggles and the suffering that we dealt with, and then you were there when we needed to turn to the church and we needed to turn to the body of Christ.
Yeah.
And there was someone like you that was there, you know.
It's funny that you say that, because I was just thinking that about my grandpa just last week, bro. When he passed, I heard a bunch of stories about my grandpa from before, and I knew nothing other than my grandpa being a deacon.
Right.
But my grandpa was a hellraiser back in the day, which I didn't know. Like, he would take my grandma out dancing, like they partied.
Yeah.
And if you knew my grandma that I know, like, partying ain't like my grandma, hell no, she never partied, but apparently she did, and like they both like changed their life, and I never saw that. That was before me, but I heard stories that my grandpa was, you know, a fighter, like a drinker, and so I was. You know, like that makes, in my opinion, that makes it more original.
Yeah.
More organic.
Yeah. It's like the more the how do I say this? Like, the more that you're saved from, or like the more that, I don't know how to say it. It's just like the deeper your passion is for, like, I mean, he became a deacon, but he would, like, the spectrums were all the way opposite. And I feel like even with me, even with where I'm going, it's going like I can't sleep at night without thinking of sharing my life and my testimony, my experience with others. But it's because of the passion that I got from just the contrast of the life that I lived and the things that I was saved from, the things I experienced, and just who I was before. Yeah. And so it's just like the depth of that contrast is what breeds that passion and just pushes that person to that place. And that's why I feel like it makes 100% sense that he would be even a deacon and be so dedicated and passionate about that role in the church, and that his life would reflect his love for God. Yeah, because of the contrast of where he had experienced and where he came from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense, man. It's like the more that you've experienced, the more that you feel like you could say like the Lord saved you from, you know, the deeper that passion is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that's beautiful, because I totally agree with what you said. Yeah. For real. How else do you learn? You learn from experiences.
Exactly.
And like, ain't no other way to learn other than being thrown in the fire.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. And I see that as my grandpa being thrown in the fire and changing his life for the better. And I mean, it worked because I didn't know anything other than my grandpa being a deacon and my grandma being a Sunday school teacher, a Guadalupana. Like, I mean, they were the holiest of holy, you know? And apparently that life, there was a different life before me.
Yeah. How did that affect you as far as like your life, like them playing that role and walking that walk?
My grandma affected my life entirely, because her heart was so big. She was so giving, like, and everyone says that. Everyone says like, "I'll give you the shirt off my back." I watched that lady give her last dollar to people. I've watched that lady donate the time that she didn't have to all these like charity tamale cookings or whatever. Yeah. Donate. She had a tamale machine.
Okay.
I never, other than my grandma, I never even seen it or heard of it. but you would put the masa in one chamber and the meat in the other, and you crank
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and it would come out.
Yeah.
Full tamale. Dude, she would loan that. Dude, she paid like $4,000 for this.
Oh, wow.
And this was back in the 80s, bro. And she would loan it to people, to churches for
raise some
fundraisers.
money,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's the type of woman she was. I'm not loaning a $4,000 piece of equipment in the 80s to anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she would do that. But I tell you all that because not only was she loving and giving, dude, my grandma was hilarious, bro.
Man.
She was a jokester, a prankster. Like, she loved to
joy.
laugh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything that I am came from my grandma.
Amen.
For
That's
real.
dope. Yeah.
And I was chicle when I was young. Like, you couldn't peel me off that lady.
Oh, wow.
For real.
That's amazing.
And she lived in Shallow Water. We lived in Lubbock. We lived in Arnett Benson.
Okay.
And I couldn't play outside because back in the day, the hood was
Yeah,
the hood, you know.
yeah.
And I couldn't play outside, so I could not wait for Friday because my grandpa was going to pick me up from school, and then I was going to spend all weekend in Shallow Water.
Yeah.
And come back Sunday night. Dude, if there was ever a weekend, I was at my grandma's. So my dad would be like, no, you're not going to your grandma's this weekend. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And my world was over, bro.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't go to my grandma's house. And it was that type of relationship that I had with my grandma.
Yeah. That's dope. So, Shallow Water, do you have family out there, I guess, cousins and stuff?
Yeah. All the Revillas in
Revillas.
Shallow Water. Yeah.
Revillas. Okay. Yeah, I saw. So I'm from Austin, but when I moved to Lubbock, we moved to Shallow Water.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I went there from like 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, and I graduated at Lubbock High in 2008. So I was there from like 2004 or 5.
Oh, okay.
Or
All
so.
my cousins are probably older.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I love
Um,
Shallow Water.
Oh, man. Talk about Shallow Water. This guy knows Shallow Water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
that's
from
my wife is. We grew up outside of Shallow Water, but
Mm-hmm.
she went to New Deal, but they live real close to where the corn maze is at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a little ranchito out there, so we go out to Shallow Water. We go to the church out there too.
Okay.
where she goes more often than I do, but
But a lot of his clientele's from Shallow Water,
yeah,
too.
and I know a lot.
What do you
of
do?
people. I'm a fitness specialist, so I will train young athletes and stuff.
Yeah?
too. So yeah, and
For school?
yeah, for whatever sport they do.
So check this out. I'm not at all hyping my boy up because he's my boy, but this dude has literally made sophomore nobody kids into first string starters.
Oh, wow.
Like
Yeah.
immediately. Like this man knows his shit.
Dang, that's
Like
what's up.
he's got no more room for clients.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty booked, but yeah, throughout the years, for like the last 15 years, somebody was throwing me their kid, and I actually that wasn't what I was necessarily completely doing, but one of the guys at the gym was like, "Hey, dude, I need you to make my my kid stronger," and I was like, "Okay, well, send them to me," and so we did, and dude, it was overnight. But these kids were like special athletes too. So when all I did was make them just like tougher and stronger and better athletes. So when they did go play their sports, they were like second to none. They were
wow.
starting as freshmen and on the varsity and stuff. So people started seeing that. They're like, why are these kids so much better than my kid, right? And so then they were like my walking billboards. So
Heck
I just
yeah.
kind of kept on getting the cycle of them. And so, yeah, I've done that for a while. Right now, I'm probably more primarily doing older people. Post physical therapy if you had knee replacements, hip replacements, and then plus the housewives too, because they can come in at 10.
They pay the bills.
They pay the bills. they come in at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
oh,
not
keep
they,
you
but their
busy.
husbands pay the bills
yeah,
for you.
they're husbands, yeah. So yeah, they always show up, and like I always make a joke. I was like, my favorite client is a housewife. And they're like, oh, you just like, good-looking women. I was like, well, they are good-looking, but it's not why. I said, it's because if they tell you they're going to show up on Tuesday at 10 o'clock, they show up on Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
They don't call and say, I can't come in today. Or they, like, I am their number one priority on those days.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they're gonna work everything else around showing up to see me. So that's why I'm like they are my favorites because they show up.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
So
cool, man.
let me ask you this, Justin.
Yeah.
What's your response when I ask you, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to feel when I feel that God's timing is slow?
What's your response when you feel like God's timing is slow? How should you feel? You know, it's crazy because I asked God that this morning. I said, "Man, what does me having faith look like right now?" Because like I told you before I think before we were recording, like, you know, we just bought this house. Like immediately that week, we found out we had like a almost $5,000 foundation repair that we need to save for. And that's just to repair the foundation, but there's damage inside the home that's got to be remedied too. But we can't do. There's no use in doing that until you fix the leak.
Foundation.
You know what I'm saying? And then so that's something we're saving for. And then this weekend, I found out that we have somewhere from like $2,000 to $4,000 plumbing repair that we need to now fix because our kitchen sink ain't working. And I text the group chat this morning. You know, some of the men that I talk to and pray with and stuff like that, and it's like I can't work enough or fast enough to get things I need right now to cover for everybody. You know, the family still needs things. You know, we still need things, and so I was just praying this morning, like, what does it look like to have faith right now? Because just like you said, I need that foundation money yesterday. I need this plumbing money immediately. We can't wash our dishes. You know what I'm saying? We can't really even cook. We've been eating out and stuff because we can't make, you know, you can't cook like that without a running sink. And in my response, you know, what I feel is like just not to worry. You know, my wife, she ended up boiling some water last night and washing the dishes in a oha or whatever, like is that what it's called? A little
big old
pot. A big pot, tamale pot. And I heard her talking to my son. She's like, "Oh, you know that they wash dishes like this in Mexico and stuff like that." And I'm like, "This isn't abnormal. It's abnormal to us because of the comforts and like the convenience, but this isn't abnormal. It's not abnormal to not have, you know, legit or working plumbing.
Yeah,
you know, there's people that live like this. Like, it's okay. So I think just maybe just trying to see like, okay, how can I ground myself in this moment? You know, and then also like, I think I heard you may have said it or someone on your show may have said it recently, like also be grateful for the prayers that weren't answered. You know, like maybe in those moments, God's just like, man, my timing isn't your timing because it's not what I want for you.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know,
but in today's world, everything is on demand. Like I can pull up whatever show I want to watch immediately. I can do whatever I want to do immediately. Yeah. So if God don't answer my prayer immediately, then what's wrong with you, God? Yeah. Why are you not? Why are you turning your back on me? Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, how long am I supposed to give God? You know, for Him to give me my prayer, right? Yeah. And I'm speaking on not me. I don't think like that. But what I'm saying is, for people, dude, I heard it my whole life. You know, I prayed for a girlfriend and God gave me a girlfriend. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I'm praying for real shit, and you're praying for a girlfriend, bro. Like, what the fuck? You know,
you're gonna hate this. This past weekend or this past week, you know, one of my best friends, he's out in Austin, and I was in Kansas working, and he was going to Port Aransas to fish, and I was gonna go fish too, you know, at a spillway up there in Kansas, and he goes, man, I don't know if God's got better things to pray for, or better things to answer in prayer, but can you pray for me to catch some fish? And I said, I was like, so I thought about it, and I remember I was at the spillway, and I'm rigging up my rig, and we have like a little video chat app called Marco Polo that we talk to. So I got us recorded, and I started praying. And I was like, it ain't just about catching fish though. It's about the joy that our Father gives us, our Heavenly Father gives us in these things. Like He wants us to have joys and experience a girlfriend or relationship or you know a wife, you know,
Yeah.
like the joys that come with that. And I think I also heard I also read man, what's her name? Trisha. I think it's Trish, Pastor Trish is Pastor Todd's wife from TWC. She posted something similar. She was trying to pray early in the morning, and she was like, "Man, I know I should be praying for Israel and Gaza and everything that's going on over there." And then, she was like, "But I heard the voice of the Lord say, you're my favorite conversation at 3:00 in the morning, too.
Oh wow.
Like I'm the God of all, and I'm the God of you." Like I at 3:00 in the morning, I want to talk about Gaza and I want to talk about Israel, but I love talking about you at 3:00 in the morning.
Wow.
Too.
So it's okay to be selfish a little bit in your prayer.
I think so, you know, and I think it's not so. I think, you know, it's not so much selfish. It's just a child having a relationship with their
No,
parent,
and I get
you
that,
know what I'm saying?
but to other people, it's
Yeah.
okay to
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
So those who might be
To put
struggling
you
with
first.
well, yeah, because the Bible says, you know, love your neighbor as yourself. Love God with all your heart, mind, body, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. How do you love your neighbor if you don't love yourself?
Yeah.
You've got to put
Yeah.
yourself first. That's the same reason why the air in the airplane they say put your mask on first, then help others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make this right with you and God first, and then you know
how
what
are
I'm
you
saying?
supposed to help others when you're not helping yourself?
Yeah,
You know?
and I think that's part of the problem that you were saying earlier. Like within this world, is like, man, there's a pandemic, bro. There's a pandemic of people who are feeling that like they're not realizing their value because of the high demand on self gratification. So
Mhm.
like so many people are not feeling worthy because they're not maybe working the job they want to work or have the friend group they want to have or have the success or be able to, you know, have the online presence that their idols have or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's happening a lot in children and a lot in youth. And that's one of my biggest, you know, that's why my album is called The Lord Who Heals, Jehovah Rapha. And that means the Lord who heals, because I feel like this is how I was thinking about it earlier. You're married, I'm married. Are you married?
Yo.
Okay, so in our relationships, maybe in the earlier years, y'all probably been married longer than me. And it's something that I'll experience real time because we're still brand new in our relationship. We're going on 2 years, or we're in our second year. And
Not together though, right?
no, not together,
Okay,
just in marriage.
married. Yeah.
There's triggers, and there's emotional triggers, there's pain, there's triggers in ourselves and in our spouses.
Mhm.
And when those things are triggered, we're not brought together, but we're pulled apart.
Yeah.
But when we can experience healing in those things that trigger us, then we can come together. You know, and I feel like in our relationship with God, when we allow Him to heal us, then we get to have that relationship with God. You know, so like I was saying, a lot of people, God's not answering their prayer right away, or maybe it's not what they expect a God to be like.
Mhm.
I hear that a lot too. Like, why would a God let this happen? Why would God, you know, allow me to go through this or go through that? And I feel like that's us trying to humanize a God.
Yeah,
And that's just
yeah.
not, He
That's
wouldn't
not
be
how
a
it
God
works.
if we could understand Him. I wouldn't want to serve Him if I could be Him. You know what I'm saying?
The all I have is bad luck because God hates me. All that shit.
Yeah.
Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do. You got anything to add to that, Eric?
Man, when you're praying like, hey, why me? My initial thought is, how do I fix that? So anything. Got a flat tire. Why me? I'm like, shoot, I didn't even think twice. Let's jack that thing
Yeah,
up and,
yeah.
and go fix it. And I'll put the spare on there, and then tomorrow I'll go take the tire to the shop and boom, 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 put it on. Like life isn't easy. Life is always gonna throw stuff at you.
Life will always
Yeah,
life.
life will happen. So if something happens and you're just now praying, like you should have already been proactive in the prayer to begin with, because when it does happen, are you capable of fixing it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not capable of fixing it, then we have a problem, right? But I don't ever think about, oh, poor Eric. It's always just keep on striving forward. Your prayer is your perseverance.
Yeah.
So you got to keep on persevering on any situation that happens, because shit's gonna happen all the time. It don't matter. Everything's going smooth or whatever. You can almost anticipate that something is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all eat shit sandwiches sometimes. In
Yeah,
life.
for sure.
Like, we all do.
Yeah.
But to sit here and complain, well, how much shit are you going to add on this sandwich? You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying. Hey,
Yeah.
man, roll up them sleeves and get to work.
You know, sometimes you get so many shit sandwiches, maybe you should go in another spot where there's not so much shit.
No, that's
Yeah.
facts. That's facts.
Because, you know, like, something always is this or that, or like when we were kids, it was bad, right? It was bad outside. Well, let's go somewhere that's not bad outside. You went to shallow water, right?
Yeah. Facts.
The neighborhood kind of adjusted itself where you can walk from one side to the other without being pretty much bothered ever. But get yourself out of shitty situations. You know, you're talking about you have some plumbing issues or whatever, and I know that's fucking shitty, especially if you just got the spot and you already threw in all your money on that. Dude, you're just gonna have to figure it out.
No, you figure
Yeah.
it out.
That's it. Somebody might throw you a bone. You're gonna run into somebody next week, and they're like, "Oh, I got somebody for you." And if that happens, well, you got to say that's a complete prayer answered right there. Even if it's a little, like, you know, well, however much they're gonna help or whatever.
In all honesty, we already got a prayer answered. I mean, because we spoke before the show, before he got here, and he said he spoke to his men's group, and they were like, we can do it together.
That's all prayer right there.
Exactly.
So like a lot of stuff gets answered. You know, it's the way that you react to these prayers. You know, sometimes, you know, I've heard a story where you know, somebody was stranded in the ocean, and it was praying to be saved by God, and a ship passes by, and they're like, "Hey, you want to jump on?" They're like, "No, I'm waiting for God." And then after the third one, he's like, the third ship passes through. He's like, "God, are you gonna help me?" He's like, "Well, I sent 3 ships.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out where's your help at."
Yeah.
So
But it's funny that you say that, because we were also talking about that, and receiving help is kind of hard for men. And I really feel that, because, like I said, I had people reaching out and saying, "Dude, I'll fucking hook up your shed quick," but I don't want to be that burden. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, "Yeah, come help poor me."
Yeah.
And it's not poor me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So receiving help is kind of hard for men. I think so. If I receive help from Eric, fuck yeah, I'll do it all day. You know, I mean, that's my boy. Outside of your circle is hard to receive help.
Yeah,
Do you
for
see
sure.
it that way or no?
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, definitely, I think, just asking for help, you know, vocalizing it. I think what I would say is the people who don't know that that's an option, and it's hard because we want to say, like, man, everybody could change the way you think. Everybody can, you know, you don't have to, but people are so used to, you know, being, and just being on this downward spiral, that's where their minds like naturally go to. And I think that's a big part of, you know, the importance of sharing our testimony, sharing our stories, being a helping hand, kind of like, you know, your grandmother, you know, lending out the machine. Like, her lending the machine out was more than just, here's a machine for you to make some money. It's like reminding you, like, hey, man, like, God's here. God's got your back. Like, ask for it, pray for it. You know, there's an answer coming. You know what I'm saying? And to be an answered prayer is, man, that's a blessing more than having a prayer answered sometimes. To be someone who's like, man, I'm going to help out or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, it's definitely hard for men to ask for help.
And I mean, not only ask, but to receive.
To
the
receive
help.
it, yeah.
I think receiving is harder than even asking. To be honest with you.
You know, my friends are like, yeah, I can help you. And I'm like, still saying, I'm sure I could do it myself. I'm sure, and it's like it's right there at my door to help, and I'm still trying to walk it away. Like, I can do. I get it when I know for a fact, like I need the help.
No,
like,
yeah, for sure.
know?
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And we'll go home, and my wife is like, "Why the fuck didn't you accept the help?" And I'm like, "I don't want to be a burden to them."
Yeah.
You know.
What do you think would change that, or should it change? Does it need to change?
I think it does.
Yeah.
Because the help is legit from the heart.
Yeah.
And here I am rejecting the help because I don't want them to go out of their way to help, you know?
Yeah.
And when it's genuine and it's from the heart, I need to learn to accept it.
Yeah.
I need to learn, okay, yeah, like, come help me.
Right. Yeah.
That type of shit. Yeah, I mean, that's my 2 cents on that. I wanted to ask you, too, okay, do you use faith to get over your fear or to fight fear? Do you use faith in anything, fear in anything?
Yeah. Man, one time, it was a long time ago. One time, someone asked me, what's your biggest fear? And I was like, I don't really have a fear. I don't really have a fear. And I didn't have a fear for a long time. But now that my kids are teenagers, man, I start feeling a lot of fear. And it's like fear for the things I can't control. You know, the things that they may experience that I can't save them from or shield them from. And what it comes down to is me just, my wife and I talk about it. It's like, man, if God brought us from all the crap we've been through, all the things we've experienced, he had his hand on us. So many times we should have died. So many times we should have went to jail. So many times, we should have had some sort of, accountability for our actions, and we didn't. And I'm not saying God's going to save everybody from, go do whatever you want. God got you. But like at the same time, it's like God had a promise to be there for us, and especially us now that we gave our life to the Lord and we're praying over our children and we're teaching them and leading them the best we can. Like there is a promise for God to show up in their life. So yeah, it's just hanging on to that faith, hanging on to that promise to say like, man, God, like no matter what this may look like, however it may unfold, we know that you are a promise keeper. You're not a man that you should lie. You know what I'm saying? That so when your word says that you will keep those who abide in you, like you'll keep us, then I just gotta believe that.
No, yeah.
I just gotta know that that's genuine and that's legit,
I asked that question because I fight that every day. I go on TikTok all the time, bro. And my algorithm changes to spiritual, to motivation, to money, and then back to spiritual, right? When it gets into spiritual, a lot of TikToks are like, when you worry, you are turning your back on God because you don't believe that he's got your back.
Right.
And I worry about everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if that's true. And if it's true, I'm sorry, God, but I mean, fuck, man. I worry about, losing everything.
Yeah.
At all. It could, like you said, you just bought a home. You're happy, and then boom, I bought a home. Hey, you owe $9,000 on the 5 on the 5 on the foundation, 4 on the plumbing. I worry about shit like that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm not enjoying life. I do, but I still worry. And then you have these TikTokers saying, "Oh, well, you're turning your back on God because you don't think that God." I worry, man. And yes, in my heart of hearts, I truly believe God's got me. But it's still hard not to worry.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the human experience. And that's when I think about that, because we're gonna worry. But it's just like in this situation, it's like we have a big problem, but it's a perfect opportunity for our big God to step in and show us him and prove him and do so. Even in those worries, it's like there's a purpose for it, there's a reason for it, and that's when you take that worry to God. Man, God, I'm worried about this. There's a problem I'm facing right now. This is my worry, and you allow the Spirit of God to comfort you. You allow the Spirit of God to reassure you, And that's where that personal relationship with God comes into, because, you know, we have a real relationship with him, just like you said when we started. Like, man, I'm a cuss when I pray. You don't think God don't know that? You know, that's personal. You get personal with him. You get real with him.
No, yeah.
You know, and that's what makes it a real relationship. It's not just like, you know, thank you, Jesus, for this day, for this food. Amen. You know, it's like, man, I'm worried, God. And it's an opportunity for him to show himself God and remind, like, for us to humble ourselves. Like, let me humble myself. I'm human. I don't have control over everything. I don't have all power, but God, you do.
No,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Like, I don't know how, like, I don't want this to come off wrong, but, you know, I'm just now getting into the Bible, right? But my man here, this boy's been in the Bible since he was a teenager, you know? What I'm getting at is, like, this dude knows a bunch of stuff about the Bible. I've never seen you worry about shit, bro. Like, for real. But I don't know. I don't know if that's spiritual or if that's just who you are, you know?
I don't know how to even explain this, but I came into a world confused. I was so confused as a kid. I'm one thing. I'm put into a situation. I like as a kindergarten, elementary school, junior high. I'm trying to figure out on the fly, man, and I am so confused. I'm lost, and then all of a sudden now I have to, like, somebody's trying to either fight me, beat me up, or I'm on a wrestling mat and there's this big giant behemoth that's trying to manhandle me. And finally, I got total control. You know, when I was also about 15 years old, my dad was like, hey, you're going to go work with your uncle. And I was like, well, what am I going to be doing? He said, anything he tells you to do. And I was like, what the fuck? So I show up to work, and he's like, here's these keys to this Caterpillar tractor. I need you to go pick up all that cow shit out there. I was like, well, I didn't even driven a real car before. And he was like, but you just do this. By the end of the day, I'm a badass motherfucker on the Caterpillar. And so when I started figuring out that life is always going to throw wrenches at you, curveballs at you, do you have the balls big enough to take that moment? And so I don't like being made fun of. I don't like getting beat up. So I better figure out how to be able to operate whatever machinery, piece of equipment. And I also better know how not to get my ass whipped. If that's on the football field, that's on the wrestling mat, or at a freaking bar, or maybe a parking lot or something. But by I always tell people, keep your head on the swivel. Yeah. And that's not even just in the parking lot fight. That's everywhere, because shit's always going to be thrown at you. So then now when you see me as an older person, I'm not confused. I'm anticipating where the fuckery is about to happen. I'm anticipating, like, hey, dude, this situation don't seem right. Am I worried? No, because I've already gone through a scenario. Every time I go to sleep, I think about different scenarios. And sometimes it's just making a brisket better. Like, I go to, I was like, man, I fucked up that brisket last time I cooked it. What did I do? And then I sleep on it. And I've made 20 briskets since then in my head. So when I cook the brisket, it comes out good.
Yeah,
I don't think a real woman could ever live in our head.
Oh, never.
Because you know how that meme was like, I bet he's thinking about other women, and then it's like thinking about like some like weird ass random shit, right? Shit, but that's our mind all day, every day. Like everyone thinks, like, I wish I had as many hoes as my wife thinks. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Like man, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about the most weirdest, randomest shit. Yeah. So that.
So that's the way I think. And I didn't even realize that I was doing some of this stuff. I just like when a stressful situation happens. my heart rate goes down, and I start thinking stuff starts going in a little bit slow motion. I don't get like flustered or whatever, and so I can see stuff like happening in front of me, and then I'll adjust accordingly. There's been a couple of times where JP's been in the passenger seat and I'm driving, and I'm cool, man. I'm Cadillac. He'll probably going to Houston, right? Like that freaking I-45 was no joke, and I'm just like, and I might cuss a couple of times,
And I'm stepping on the brakes on my side.
and so I'm doing it. One time we were going to Austin, and we ain't even got to land passes yet, and it starts raining, right? And I go into this zones of zones, and I'm piercing through the rain. Like I could see way out in front of me, and I'm just driving, and I could see JP like shaking in the passenger seat. And but I have to block him out of my mind because he's gonna make me nervous, right? But he can't help it because it's scary, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking and looking and looking. I'm looking to see if there's any lights. I'm looking at the lines.
Not only are you looking, fucker, you're making conversation, and that makes me worse. I'm just like, motherfucker, you paying attention?
That helps though, right? That little subtle conversation kind of helps the focus.
Not me, bro. I was just like, damn, man, we about to die today.
And then he goes, man, this is some scary ass shit. And I look at him real quick, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty scary. And then I just kept on, right? But that's just me, like.
Can I ask you a question? Is that something you learned from somebody? Did you watch your father? Anybody?
No, I pretty much. And I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I taught myself a lot of my own stuff.
Yeah.
I was talking to a lady last week at work. I was teaching her how to use some equipment. I was explaining it to her, and she's like looking at me like who are you? She was like, I can't believe that. You're that intelligent, right? Just off the explanations, and I'm talking physics. I'm just telling her how the equipment works and how it's gonna help her knees and stuff, whatever. And she goes, and then she also told me, she goes, I help kids with dyslexia. And she goes, I've retired. She goes, but that was what I did for 30 years. I was like, oh, I said, I'm pretty sure, I go, not 100% because I didn't go get diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I was dyslexic. And she goes, you're not dyslexic right now. I was like, no, I taught myself how not to be dyslexic. She goes, you didn't go, they didn't send you to go get help. And I started laughing. I was like, you can go help. I said, I've never gotten help for anything.
They sent me to work.
They sent me to work. And so I told her, I was like, I taught myself how to do stuff the unconventional way. I always take back doors to everything that they were teaching me at school. I told you I was confused.
Yeah.
I'm like fucking lost. And I was like, man, if you want me to get that answer and you explained it the way that you taught me, it don't make any sense. But I know I can get that answer from this backside over here. And that's what I started doing. And then I taught myself how to not stutter. I'm learning 2 languages simultaneously, and I don't know when I'm supposed to use what words. And I didn't. I mean, I probably said share, like, hey, can you give me the share? Until I was like in the 5th grade, and I thought I was saying it correctly.
Yeah.
I thought I was saying remember. I was saying member.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of stuff that I had to be aware that I was not doing correctly. And once I caught on, I just started teaching myself. I'm a very self-taught person.
Yeah.
I may have seen somebody do something, but like somebody taking the time to like, hey, this is the way you do it. This is the way you do this. This is the way you do that. For the most part, they're like, go change that out over there, and I'll be over there when you're done. And I'm like, God damn, I never done this shit before.
No,
but
yeah.
Okay, but I figure it out.
Yeah.
So my mind thinks in puzzles. I can put shit together. If I have all the material, I can build this shed.
Yeah.
And that's getting all the damn material, right? But I've been looking at all the studs and stuff, and I'm like, okay. I noticed that over there in that corner, when you put that sheetrock, you're gonna have to put another stud on there, so it'll screw in or hammer in properly. So yeah, I'm always constantly
observe.
hey, how am I like? Is this thing? And I know it's sound, but my eyes are looking to make sure that it is a sound structure.
Like reverse engineering it.
Yeah, I was just seeing it. I was like, and then I was like, yeah, I see what they did right there, and whatever. So
no, dude. Not only my love for you as a friend, but dude, it goes. And I tell you all the time, I wish we can shine your intelligence in other ways other than just this podcast, bro. Because you are such a light, a bright light in life, in all aspects. And I truly hope that you know that I mean that, and I say that about you all the time, bro.
I appreciate that.
No, for real. Like, I'm your biggest fan, bro. Because I know what you're about. Before we leave, bro, I want to ask you this one question, man. You being such a strong, faithful man, right? What's your thoughts? What's your take on Christianity being mocked? And what I mean by that is, like, there's movies where God is a woman, and there's Saturday Night Live will freaking have God on the cross, and it's a joke. Like,
Yeah.
Seriously, what's your take on Christianity being mocked?
Yeah. Man, I'll start by saying strong. I don't think I'm this. I wouldn't say strong, and I say that humbly, bro, because it's. I'm not as strong as I want to be. I'm not as strong. I'm not in the place I want to be, and I want to be. I always want to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? And do I truly seek the Lord? Do I truly love God? Do I truly, am I truly on the path? I am, but man, it's not an overnight thing, and so I just want to say that, man, like, strong, maybe soon,
No, yeah,
but as far as what's going on, bro. So as you read through the scriptures, bro, it just makes it all more real to me. It's like, if that stuff wasn't happening, then it takes a little validity away from the scripture, because it's like, this can't be, like, no one cares about it. It's just another book. Nobody's making fun of The Secret or the Four Agreements or Get Rich, or Rich Dad Poor Dad, or Napoleon Hill's books. No one's making fun of those books.
But I'll even take it further. No one's making fun of Muslims. No one's making fun of Jews. Like, you can't even say Jews.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
Yep, you can't.
You can't go anywhere and just say the word Jew.
Yeah. And
no one's making fun of Allah.
Yeah.
It's God.
Right.
It's Jesus.
Yeah. And it just, the scripture says, his sheep know his voice. And sometimes I got to remind myself, it's like, not everybody knows his voice. Not everybody's his sheep. God's going to be glorified in those who are saved and also those who are condemned. He's going to get glory from both. And we may sit back and get offended. We may sit back and question, like, why would God let this happen? But it's evident, because it has to happen, because it just makes it real. There's a heaven and a hell. There's an up and a down. There's a good and a bad. So if there's no good, if there's no bad and evil and perverse, well, then there's no good. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a physical, like, manifestation of the human heart.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. It makes me understand that God is real and Jesus is real.
Amen.
Because if that was fake, like the other religions, I truly believe the whole Muslim thing, the whole Jewish thing is all fake, is all man-made.
Yeah.
I truly believe that if all that was, like, real, they wouldn't make fun, like, they would make fun of it.
Yeah.
But now that they're making fun of Christianity, it makes me understand that they know something that we don't.
Yeah.
And God is real and Jesus is real.
Well, also, too, I would say this, too, to kind of, like, to kind of even, like, put the weight on the Christian people is like what American and Western Christianity has become. It really is a joke. It could be a joke sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Muslims, you know, they're devout. They'll do their prayers. They'll do their fast. They'll do their Ramadan. They'll show up.
Mm-hmm.
They live it. It changes their lives. And a lot of times, people claim Christ. People claim their belief in God, but their life doesn't reflect it.
Oh no,
You know what
no.
I'm saying? And that's something that that's something that I take to the mirror every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in what I'm doing right now, reflecting my proclamation of Christ. You know, and it's, I think that's what's hard for some people, is because they're not used to that, and it seems so radical. It's like, you're a Christian, I'm a Christian too, but this is my Christianity, and it's like, that's fine, that's cool, no judgment, but this is my conviction.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I'm gonna walk forward. And like, kind of like I told you, like from where I was and what happened in my life and how God spoke and saved me, there's no middle ground, there's no in between. It's all, because I've seen the darkness, I've seen the ugliness, I've seen the evil.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, and I've experienced it, I've been there, I've been on that side. And there's just a lot to it, you know. There's a lot of depth into that part. And I think a lot of that will come to light through my music, you know, through the stories I share, through the future of the content that I'll personally create.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to share a lot of those things in depth and stuff. So, you know, none of that I'm not condemning anybody. You are where you're at on your walk, but also there's just so much more to the blessings of your relationship with Christ when you buckle down and you get, you know, when you start to walk that walk and walk that straight and narrow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's a mixture of both, man. I think.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Like, for real. I love the mockery. I love it because
Yeah.
it makes me fucking know deep down that it's real.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you're making fun of it, then it's real.
Yeah, there's a reason why you're trying to
Deter me from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To change my mindset from
and
it.
you know, when there's a mockery of it, when you see stuff like that, I just take it for what it is. You know, those people are not preaching and then also showing the mockery. They're giving you face value. This is not what I
Facts.
believe in.
Yeah.
But what is a bigger mockery is you're telling me that you are 100% God and 100% Jesus, and you're a complete total hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
That bothers me way more than seeing the mockery of the actual, like, using it as a joke. And I'm like, we already know the person presenting this joke is a joke.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, like, I already know. But if you told me that you're this and you're that, and then you do the complete opposite of it, you know, you can't be the preacher man and then going outside and going to get a 16-year-old chick, right? That is the ultimate, like, no. I understand that you know, we're all human and faulty, but you cannot be that faulty. There's like, if you show up at a restaurant and a 35-year-old woman hits on you, blah blah blah, and y'all hit it off, and then you went off, you're like, yeah, you're a fucking moron. But let's talk about this, reflect what you did, and let's don't do that again. But obviously you can't do that pedophilia crap. There's no
coming back.
There's
from
no
that.
coming back from that at all. But you know what I mean? Like, that's the hypocritical stuff that's what bothers me
Well, the
more
most
than anything.
shittiest people I've ever known and met in my life were quote unquote Christians.
Yeah.
And like the most grimiest, like fuck you over type people are in the church on Sunday, like the biggest freaking Christians. And I'm like, it's like you said, you're not living the life of God.
Yeah.
Because you are a horrible person.
Yeah. It's just that I think it comes down to, you know, this is my biggest struggle in my home, is like, make sure that I'm being the example for my kids and for my wife and stuff. And that's hard because, the ones who know you the closest and the best are your kids and your wife. You know what I'm saying? They know when you're faking the funk. You know what I'm saying? They know when you're like, hey, man, you ain't living up to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, like you were saying, there's grace. There's grace. You know what I'm saying? There's grace for that. And that was part of our prayer this morning. Like, your mission is always your mission. Nothing can deter you from the mission. Now, you may create hardships for yourself. You may create detours for yourself, and you may not reach the end of you may not complete the mission, but your mission is yours. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes we'll let the fact that we fall short or that we're not, as sharp or on fire as we are in some seasons, just completely stop us. But in those moments, we got to remember that God's grace, the work on the cross is done. Our sins are forgiven when we are counted as righteousness, and so when we walk in that faith and we believe that and believe it and believe it and believe it truly, that's what helps you take each step down the walk and shave off the old man as you take stops, as you take steps. And yeah, it's just a process. It's a process of faith for sure.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for coming, brother.
Yeah.
Like, this was fun, man.
Thanks for having me.
And we could
bro.
probably go for another hour with the topics that we hadn't even talked about, but I want to get to your music.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you wanted me to highlight this song called Father Figure. Can you give me some information on it before I play it?
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna play the songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. So Father Figure is a song that I wrote. That's why I asked you earlier if you had seen your father, do that, or if there was any men in your life. Because even right now, as I'm sitting next to you, you're a man, and this is what I tell my boys: is like, you're a leader. You didn't choose to be a leader. You were chosen by God to be a leader because you're a man. Mm-hmm. So even right now in this room, you're leading. You're leading us. You're leading me at least with this insight that you're giving. Mm-hmm. And you're right. You're 100% right. And I need to hear. This sync problem you have, you're gonna have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Because I just need to be reminded, like, as a man, I do need to figure that out. Mm-hmm. And it's not unfigure-outable. Yeah. And sometimes I might feel like that, and I might have felt like that all day yesterday, but the truth is it's not. So I appreciate you saying those words. Even you weren't telling me that, or you weren't saying, "Oh, I know you. You're my mentee. I'm your mentor. This is." But you just saying that it means a lot. And so as men, we have to always remember that our words carry so much weight, and our insight is valuable and needs to be shared. And so with Father Figure, it's kind of me saying, like, for me, I didn't have a father. I didn't have a father figure. My father figures were my older brothers, and they did a great job teaching me what they could, but they were just kids too in those times. You know what I'm saying? So the song Father Figure is just kind of me just shouting out my family, shouting out my kids. I'm in a blended family. We have 5 kids, and being in a blended family is a challenge. It's a big challenge. So it's just a song for them, just for my for my family.
So I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Here we go.
For sure.
Can y'all hear it in the headphones or no?
Very lowly.
Okay, cool. Give me 1 second. I thought I sunk to the
mic
roadcast, but I guess I didn't.
Man, while you're doing that, I just want to say thank you too for having me, bro.
And, dude, heck yeah,
man. Man, I'm all up for the laughs and the joys and the jokes, bro. That's probably one of my favorite parts about your show, bro, is that y'all have fun,
Bro, I appreciate that, but I knew we've been scheduling this since I got kicked out of my studio. Yeah. So you knew it was a hard time getting this studio and then finally getting in, but dude, you're the 3rd show on this, so wow. I mean, I held true to my word. I wanted you on the show.
I appreciate it.
As soon as I got my studio, I was like, I'm gonna get you on, man. And yeah, most definitely. And you would have been the second episode, but you were out of town. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's really and truly, bro. Like, thank you, man.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for just being. You didn't know me from nothing. Yeah. Like, I know you said you watched you watch and listen to the show, but you didn't really know me, and you were like, yeah, I would love to go to your live show and open it with a prayer.
Yeah.
Dude, I that's love from the bottom of my heart, bro.
For sure.
So we're gonna try this again.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
There it goes.
Where to begin? Been backwards and bruised by sin. Knew you were the one, we never could just be friends. Started off good, we was in our pocket. We tried to do it our way and it just started getting toxic. Lord, thank you that you love us. Thank you for praying mothers. Thanks for maturing us in the mind, saving us from each other. Saving us from destruction. You wisdom, show me to love her, how you love her, and give her the best of Justin. And that ain't much without my father figure. He reassures us through imposter syndrome. Baby, it's hard, but know that the Lord is working. Stand fast, don't lose heart. Lord, this pain gotta be paired with a purpose. 5 kids, I just like being a good daddy. I know that I'm not always good at it. Dear wifey.
No, I'm gonna stop it there. Okay, so where can people find your music, bro?
Okay, so so probably the best place right now is if you just follow me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. It's just YL Martinez. On Instagram is Yes Lord Martinez, and then it's just all gonna be consolidated on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. But it might just be a while. I got to change the name on a lot of it because I have a lot of music on there from an old name that I used to go by, Ezra Mills, and a lot of people might know me from that. But I want to change it all over. Want to turn a new leaf and kind of just give this all a new run.
Awesome, bro. So one more song.
Okay.
What's the information that you want to give on Church on the Curb?
Church on the Curb. So Church on the Curb is basically it's just meeting what the industry is pushing. It's meeting it where it's at. It's meeting it with some truth. It's meeting it with a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just saying, hey, like the media and probably like what 90% of American teens are listening to and identifying with, just as far as the street life goes, like here's some truth to match that, to kind of to answer it.
Okay. Well, here we go, man. Here's Church on the Curb.
Woke up one morning, I was like, woke up. They got me. Man, look at the shit I spoke about. Look at the shit I put in these people's ears. Man, I feel very wrong about a lot of things. How many lives I actually am responsible for when it comes to my music? How many kids and people have gotten caught or put this shit in their ears and actually hurt someone? And now I'm sitting back like, I can't do it all in one day, but I promise to clean whatever I can clean. But it's gonna take time.
Giving life back to my people, that's the mission. Demonic lives getting cooked like the altars in the kitchen. Chef's hat, spatula clutch, cause I'm serving. Having church on the curb, hallelujah, we in service. Just speaking life for everybody out here killing. Giving game on how to overcome the system. This is wisdom, putting verses in my verses. This is church for the streets, we in service. Streets pay for blood, they're not donating plasma. Why hit your crib and leave the Samsung? Reach for the handgun, shoot an extra point, that's an and one.
Bro, your music is fire, bro. And I'm not just saying that because you're here, man.
Yeah.
I honestly, I share everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I promote anything. If you're my boy, I'll promote it.
Yeah.
But if it's whack, I'm kind of reserved. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll promote this like no other, man.
Man, I
like it's
appreciate that.
fire. It
Yeah.
really is.
I appreciate that, bro.
Before we leave, I wanted to ask you something really quick.
Yeah.
So you always, I heard, like back in the day, they would pray to the devil in the music industry
Yeah.
for music to pop off, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it's a true story because a lot of artists have like came out and flat out said,
Right,
like,
yeah.
you know, we prayed to the devil that this would reach the masses, all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how should we enjoy music now? You know,
Yeah.
like if it's not faith and Christian based, like
Yeah.
how should I feel guilty for a feel good song making me feel good? You know, like I've always wondered that since I've heard that. You know, when they prayed to the devil for the music to hit, mainstream.
I think so. I think what it is they don't pray for it to hit mainstream because the devil is mainstream. So what they're doing over is just the same way we prayed over your show. They're honoring and they're dedicating and opening up those things to the devil and to the spirits that would be used to lead people to destruction.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like I've had those experiences where man, I'm telling you, I got stories, bro. We could talk in depth about stuff like that. I've been doing music since I was 15. I've been on tours. I've been in studios. I've been with producers, famous people who are known. I've been in places where I could feel that energy. I know for a fact a couple of times, people may say like the devil visited
just
me.
Vibing with him, you can feel that.
I could feel like
wow.
that. This person's intention isn't pure. Is to recruit me in that manner. So when people get to that place, it's a choice. They know it's not like they're just making music in their garage.
Well, shining light on what you just said though.
Yeah.
That should tell you that your music is that good that you're being pursued in that manner.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, granted, you didn't go that route, but
yeah.
Your music is that good that you're being pursued in that manner.
Yeah, and I think that's why God saved me when He did. Like, I think He had a purpose for me that He wasn't gonna let be used by darkness. And I think He. So again, like, that's why in this season it's like all or nothing. And it's like pursue it. Because even just like you said about this spot, there were so many roadblocks about me getting this album done. It's been 2 years in the making, if not 3.
Wow.
I'm still, hurdling over some things, and even just getting here to the podcast to start talking about it, start opening this door to share with it. You know how many times this week I felt like, just like I told y'all earlier, man, like I know my kids know, man, you've been falling short. And now I got to come on this podcast. I prayed this morning with my wife. I was like, man, I just don't want to be a hypocrite.
No.
I want to be real.
Yeah,
I want to be
exactly.
genuine. And I don't want to go on here and say, I'm just this strong man of faith. I struggle, but I love God. And I know God loves me and He has a purpose. And when it comes to music, we have to know that the devil, Satan, who was Lucifer, he was the angel of music, the angel of worship. That's his tool. That's his primary tool. Mm-hmm. So when we look at music, it's so predominant. It's tied to humanity. It's tied to memories. It's tied to joy. It's tied to celebration. It's tied to so many things. So there's so many subtle things in there that's like it's hard to say, but I have to let go of those things, or I can't enjoy those things. I think just your palate changes. The closer you get to Christ, it's just what moves you and what it just changes over time. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that you say that because I just saw a post. Shout out my boy Adrian Puga. He reposted a post on TikTok that said, when someone's not trying to work on themselves, it's kind of hard to hang out with that person.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you're saying. You know, like if you're not moving and rocking the way I'm moving and rocking, you know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand it. It's always been in the back of my mind is like, Lord, should I be enjoying this song that makes me feel good?
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think it's intention. So when my wife and I are chilling, bro, or we're going out on a date or something, bro, we're jamming Jagged Edge, Usher, we're jamming, the stuff that brings us a joy together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where there was probably a point in our life where we were jamming some raunchy stuff that brought us that intimacy, but that wasn't the intimacy God called us to. And there's just so much more to pure intimacy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just once you start crossing those bridges and experiencing those things and realizing that what comes from God and what doesn't, and you start to hear His voice, like I said, and maybe there's a season where He's going to tell you, hey, JP, I want you to just let go of this for a little bit. Let me speak to you. Let me fill these spaces with some new things. There's a scripture that I love. It says, you can't put new wine in old wineskin because it'll bust. And we're the wineskin. We can't, and the Holy Spirit's the wine. He might want to put something new in us, but we gotta die. We gotta give him something new to put it in. But if we keep trying to put old or new stuff in the old
One
being,
man,
it's not gonna work. It's gonna break. It's gonna bust. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
You need a new vessel too.
Yeah, you got to be renewed, reborn, recreated, and that's a beautiful part about humanity, bro. Is that we get to be.
No, yeah.
We get to be renewed. We get to experience life a different way.
You know, I never really took it to heart as a young person, but as even a young adult, and even me being now, I never liked the, oh, you changed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, motherfucker, I'm supposed to change.
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to change. We're not supposed to be doing shit we were doing when we were 16. We're not supposed to be doing shit when we were doing 21.
Yeah, for sure.
And, oh, you changed. Fuck, I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that old person, you can call it a death. That old me died.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of however you name it. Like, you're not supposed to be doing shit from back then if it wasn't even successful. And even if it was successful, you should be even more successful and be developing new habits to be even more successful.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it, man. But we're going to get out of here. Thank you once again, brother.
Yeah,
like,
for
for
sure,
real,
man.
man. Thank
For
you.
sure.
And Eric, I'm going to ask you if you have a final thought.
Hey man, you got to keep on keeping on. Like you know, like I said, this shit hits the fan. So just anticipate that it's going to hit the fan sometime, and then you got to figure out how to fix whatever's happening. You know, some shits are bigger than others, but you know, you got to be the man.
Yeah.
And you are the man. So, little by little, you know, everything don't need to be fixed. But you have to, you have to start the process and go through the process. The process might take you 3 months. It might take you a year, but as long as you're still striving to do it, and don't ever feel bad for yourself.
And I'm gonna go further on that. You know, we say it's hard to ask for help. I'm gonna ask all the listeners, man, if you are in the Lubbock area and you know who's hiring, would you please let me know, because my boy Mr. is still looking for a job. I think he said he landed something, but it don't start till way later. If we can get my boy Mr. is landed on a pretty good, career, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're in the Midland, Odessa area and you know anyone that's hiring, would you please let me know too? Because I got my boy Rodney that's really, really and truly out there trying to look for a job. Being without a job fucking sucks.
Yeah,
it's happened twice in my adult life, and it's the worst, bro. And I want to do anything and everything that I can to help them both land a secure career. But also, too, man, since you're here, if I got anyone in concrete or anyone in plumbing, please hit me up, man. And so we can get my boy taken care of, man.
Yeah, let's go. Amen. Thank you.
Because honestly, man, having a house and owning a house, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't think that you feel that it's
I can't
beautiful.
enjoy it, man.
Yeah,
And you know, that's what's weighing, like you said earlier, women in a man's mind.
Yeah.
It's like, I had this plan, like, oh man, I'm gonna be a present father. I'm gonna be a present husband. We're gonna do, you know, we're gonna have a garden. We're gonna spend time. We're gonna have movie nights, and and I can't even relax. I can't let my shoulders down because I'm not there yet. So, you know, that's the challenge for myself. Is like, go ahead. I gotta choose. I gotta choose the fight. Get out the fight for a little bit. Be present. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, if you definitely have any way to help, let's do it, man. And that's hard for me to say because like what we just talked about. It's hard to say that.
Sure.
It's hard to hear that, but genuinely, yeah, that would be the biggest blessing in the moment.
Yeah, man. Anything I can do to help, I hope that really helps out, and I hope someone reaches out for all three of y'all, man.
Yeah.
But before we leave, bro, I want to give you the floor and give your final thought.
Yeah, man. Just my final thought. It's probably unorthodox, maybe not what you're expecting, but I just want to tell you, bro. You know you're who I thought you would be. Genuine. You're caring. You're loving. You're somebody that I would want as a friend. And man, I just can't wait to see where this goes. This is a ministry. If you didn't know, being genuine, sharing stories. The Bible says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. So when y'all get on here and y'all share your stories and you give an opportunity for people to speak the word of the experiences they have in life, man, it's medicine to people. It's medicine to people. Our pain is medicine to others. And that's what I see when I'm listening to y'all. And there's sometimes you say things that I'm like, I didn't expect that to be a part of the podcast, but it just came out and it's like that was medicine. I needed that. I needed to hear that. So yeah, that's my closing thought, man. I just pray over what you got going here, bro, and I want to see what God has in store for you, bro. So
thank you, Justin. I always take the time to reply to every message, whether it's text or DM, because if you took the time out of your day to show props, I'll take the time out of my day to reply and love it and tell you what it means to me. I didn't think you were going to use that as the final thought. And since you did, bro, I just want to tell you that means the world to me, bro.
Amen, bro.
It really does.
For sure.
I come on here to really, it's therapy for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't come on here to exploit or to be the next viral video. Or,
Right.
There's some YouTube videos that are less than 50 views, and I don't care. I mean, of course, I would love it to be more, but that's not why I'm doing this. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And for the people that are listening and it is helping, I'm very appreciative to it.
Yeah.
For real,
for
man.
sure. For sure.
And if I could turn this around and make this a career, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say,
no.
I'm not in it for the money. Who wouldn't want to use this as a crutch for a career? But right now, that's not what I'm in it for.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, while you're here, man, I just want to give you flowers because, your music is awesome, but you just messaging me and messaging on the videos, like, you don't know how much that means to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, for real,
Yeah.
legit. And I couldn't have you on here soon enough, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I think this is the beginning of a long time friendship, bro.
Oh,
I hope it is.
Yeah.
Because I like I said, I spend more time with you than you do with me. A lot of time watching you. So man, yeah, my phone's always open, bro. I've been telling my wife we're gonna go. So we met at bar, or not? We didn't meet at our first date. We ended up at Bar PM.
Oh wow!
On an open mic night. It was a. They weren't doing comedy. They were doing music, but that was like our first date. So Bar PM is a place of value to us.
Yeah.
And we've been to some comedy shows there, and like I was telling you earlier, we do a lot. We used to have our hand in a lot of that stuff. So I may still know a lot of those people who are in
awesome,
in the
bro.
stuff. So we're gonna go visit and probably one day just pull up with y'all, man.
Yeah, man, we'll be there this Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you didn't know, me and Eric paid their light bill for many months.
Oh yeah. By way of Jaeger bombs or something.
Shoot, no, Rumpleman.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, we used to drink that like it was water, bro.
We would have like 2 or 3 of those bottles each night that we showed up.
They're like
we
$12
definitely
at the
paid
store.
light
You probably
bill
paid
for
50.
months and months and months, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, I ain't shitting you. I'm not lying to you. And this is kind of sad, but Fridays at school was a half day. So I would leave class at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go straight to Bar PM. And I wouldn't leave till 2 a.m., bro.
Man.
Never done
legit.
that. So I'd do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd go to Chimmy's and then go to Bar PM.
Yeah. And you know what? Drive home.
And still drive home.
And like not be that fucked up where I couldn't drive.
Yeah.
But we were trash.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not an
That's
accomplishment. It's
but
not.
that's how I know. That's how I know God's using you, bro. Because that's the same way, bro. Same way. I look at those actions and those decisions I made to be high, to be drunk, to drive, and I look back and I'm like, all right, there's a reason I was preserved from a lot of this stuff, man. So yeah, no, bro, for sure.
That's
man.
a beautiful way to think about it.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming, man.
For sure. Yes, sir.
Thank you to my co-host.
Yeah.
I used to send out the show notes, but I think it's more organic if I just pop them off at the Dome.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. If you're wondering, because I know people are like, "Hey, what's the show notes?" I'm like, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, once again, give out your TikTok, bro.
Okay. TikTok YL Martinez. Yeah. TikTok YL Martinez. Yes,
And that's
Lord
the
Martinez.
best place to follow you
The
for
best
your
place.
music.
Yep. Cause I'm, so another thing I'm gonna start doing is what's called Trap Church Online. It's truth reaching all people. So I'm just gonna start going live on Twitch, just talking about all the stories that I got. Talking about all the experiences I've had with the Lord, and even in the darkness. Just talk about it all. So I want to be there, man. I want to be there for young people, man. So
Sweet, bro. Hell yeah, man. Well, until next time, guys. Read some books.
Cloud City.
Hey yo, JP, tell me what's the deal? Is it real that you got the hottest podcast in the land of the trill? Then tell me what's the deal, because I really need to know it. The way you wanna show it, you rip the shit like a pro. You really should be a poet, like Edgar Allan Poe. You killing shit and they just know it. And thanks to San Juan, I got this drink, I might just pour it. Got me feeling like Don Juan, pimping shit while they hoeing. As far as culture goes, we goated, bitch, and they know it. And I don't like to bloat it, but I know that I'm goated. I know that JP is goated. And this is not a long song, cause the credits are rolling, but I'ma tell you one more time that we fucking goated for real. Best podcast for real. Man, what's the fucking deal, yeah? Like, tell me what's the deal? The best podcast in the West, man, the king of the trill, for real. Jackie, man, told him for real.